Shalom, shalom, brothers. It's Brother Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First thing first, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Baharakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders learners true from. Blessing to the Akim there preaching his word with wholehearted sincerity. Blessed 144,000, one third entirely. The first fruits, kingdom of heaven, house of David, that Biaf Dawadah. Shalom, brothers, they're speaking different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom to you, brothers. So today, I wanted to land back off my Saturday's camp with my brothers. Again, I implore you, brothers, or not implore, but like a recommendation or advice. If you're trying to figure out, a video to put up on your personal page, a great land back of one of the lessons of your last camp that you did with your brothers will be a good one, especially on your personal page. It's really good land back. Get the word out double time. What we was getting into was basically the rebuke of our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Seminole Indians. This will be something, I'm more of a comfort brother. So, now I'm going to actually go into, the importance of how our people are, man. We was always stiff-necked, hard-headed. That's how we're labeled in the scriptures. And you see it on a day-to-day basis. One of the good things we was talking about on our last vid, we actually came across a elder brother. He was somewhere around 83 to 84. Had his wits about him. Pretty much still was blessed to be able to have a memory, obviously. Talk right, he's pretty much cool. You know what I mean? He was just an OG. And one of the things we noticed is he was saying stuff like learning the Bible from his mom and his grandmom and all that. And we pretty much was telling him, keeping it real, that one of the downfalls was learning from your mother and your grandmom. Majority of the time, learning from a woman, it's going to be like, the way it's not going to actually work out for you. It's not. Now, granted, what if it was like, a mother that grew up as an Israelite amongst the real men of the Lord? Then cool. Then she will obviously have knowledge of the association. So then, just by default, she will be knowing, what to say and have the right knowledge. She can pretty much say some things, especially to the children as they're rising up or growing, just like the elder brother was getting into. But predominantly, it's going to be on an old Christianity type of a flow that's going to be pretty much lead you astray. And it's going to be pure on a Christianity doctrine that's obviously for everybody. So, one of the key factors that I was getting into about this is you can't put new wine in an old bottle. But in terms of like, we're speaking to this brother or people in general, our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, and they have a situation where they can't hearken. One of the biggest stumbling blocks, like the brother, like the elder brother, was he been around for so long, man. That's what the new wine and old bottles get into. Number one, like in John 3, talks from Yahweh Shah to Nicodemus. In order to be in his ministry, you got to be born again. Nicodemus was confused. He was like, "Yo, so what? I got to be born of my mom again?" He's like, "No, you just gotta be renewed in your mind. You gotta put away the things you had already going on, what you learned, and come back as a newborn babe, basically. You know what I mean? Like being very, open to suggestion, new knowledge, starting all over again. Like a baby is at a baby stage. They're like sponges and they're learning new things. And so they're susceptible to those are the years where they can grasp the most knowledge. So that's what that means, to be like a newborn babe again. But our people, they're in Muslims, they're in Jehovah's Witnesses, they're Christianity, or they're super old, where they have their particular knowledge that they have, and they've been doing it for a very long time. In return, when it comes to the men of the Lord and getting the knowledge that they're supposed to get, pursuing, it was that Jeremiah, what is that? I did want to bring that out real quick. Jeremiah, was it 3? It might be 3 and 15 or 15:3. Jeremiah 3 and 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So whenever Yahweh Bashem Yahushua sends real men of the Lord out to go preach to the people, especially our people is what we're talking about, what would happen is there will be the right doctrine through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua through faith. Brothers who pumping Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah under that true doctrine of who we are as people, where we come from as Israelites, law, statute, commandments, and how things really are as far as Gentiles, Israel, who the kingdom is for, all the different things in the scriptures that's actually exclusive to the Israelites and the right way of learning outside of Christianity and Jehovah's Witnesses and things of that nature. But what you'll notice is, as we're preaching to these brothers or sisters, the stumbling block or the knowledge that they have of their own other religions are so stuck in their ways that they're not going to listen or hearken to anything we got to say. And we are the prophets of the Lord. Lord willing, I'm part of that number, and everything is going strong, and you sincere brothers as well. We're pretty much, the mouth of the Lord, So it says in Luke, the first chapter, pursuing to between 67 up into 72 or 71 or up in those ranges. It says that as he spake by his holy prophets, right? That's how the Lord will speak through his men. And the words we're speaking obviously are truth and light, pursuing John 6:63. They're the truth and they're light. So we're coming off exactly what we're supposed to, but because of the stumbling block and the learning that they have already been involved in for many years or so, it's hard for them to let that go, because it's probably under a thought process that, can be hard to let go. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing this for a long time. Don't want to really believe that it's a lie or it's not really, or it's vain. That can hurt. It is what it is, though. See, when I became an Israelite, I was like, oh, snaps. Okay, cool. Once I came to the realization of the knowledge of what was going on, well, that's the blessing of the Lord giving you that faith and that belief, because it was quite easy to let go what I already knew in order to be involved in the truth of it. But that's just the blessing of the Lord. But there's also the stiff-neckedness of our people where they're not able to do that. And so because they want to reject the words of the prophets and don't want to hearken at all about what's going on, like pursuing Isaiah 1. In fact, I'll bring that out right now as well. Isaiah, the first chapter, starting at 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, and my people do not consider. Right? So, like we would say on the Hobbies and Hedges, hey, brother, you're an Israelite. Yup. Do you want to inquire about it? You want to know a little more about it? Nope. And they don't want nothing to do with it. So it'd be their push away in their regard to hear what the words of the Lord has to really say against what they already know and already believe in general. That's the stumbling block. So, hey, because they don't want to hearken to the Lord, the Lord going to just allow them to, believe a lie, which 2 Thessalonians, the first chapter, going to that crazy. right? But pursuant to Isaiah, because they don't want to hearken and they're stiff-necked people, you know, there's going to be a point in time where the Lord is going to put away the prophets, and there's going to be a famine of the word, not of bread, but of the hearing of the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And we all know that when that time comes, when no more brothers is teaching anymore, and we off the streets and the videos are done, that was the same time where Jacob's trouble and stuff is going to get real. People are going to want to consider at that point, but obviously it'll be too late because I'm going to bring it out. Isaiah 66, 62, 65, and starting at 12. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. You see that? And then because the brothers that was preaching to you and was giving you the true knowledge of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, you didn't want to hearken to it. The consequence to that, after the breaches are closed, will be 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. And behold, my servant shall rejoice and ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Man, that's going to be a real tough time, man. And the thing about life, man, even I know personally, which I'm working on as well, at least not with this, but other things. Everything is everything when you got time. You know what I mean? When time seems to be in abundance, it's quite easy to procrastinate and put things aside. I'm speaking to myself with that as well. But then it comes another time where, where time runs out or about to, and then you end up starting to cram or just don't got the time at all. And you just pretty much would love to have that time back to be able to execute whatever it is you probably was going to do. You probably was going to do it. Your intention was to do it. Your thought process was there to do it, but you just didn't do it. I'm speaking to myself on this one. So it's better to execute now than to be sorry later, because that vexation of spirit is talking about will also have to contribute to the damn aspect of what I would do to go back and do the one thing I had time to do. That sucks. It really does. That's a tough situation to be in. The crazy part about it is, not only is it true that when that happens, it is what it is. Like right now, as we speak, as I'm actually making this video, people in general and me can actually like verbalize that consequence, which you would think will put a fire up under you to be like, you know what? Now that I actually know what that is, like you can actually predict the future and understand those emotions before it even happen. You would think that'll put the fire on you, and sometimes it don't. It could be like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Hey yo, man. Hey man, that's just like human nature 101. It can get tough. But if you go to what is that? That's is it Isaiah 55? Isaiah, 55. 55 and like 11. 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, and call ye upon him while he is near. That statement is very, can be a little scary. And you are very blessed to be doing what I'm doing right now. call on Yahweh Shem Shah to have the time and the intention and the spirit was on you to feed the sheep and do this thing on the highways and hedges with your brothers. If you have a routine with your brothers on the highways and hedges, teaching the people to the masses, or you're on these videos and you have the spirit to do it and you execute, and you'll count yourself blessed, brothers, because you're putting yourself in a position to be in a real good spot. But see, the thing is, when it comes to this particular statement, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. It says while he is near. That also means that there's a point in time where the Lord is not going to be near. It said while he is near. That's telling you that there's going to be a time where he's not near. So it's seek ye the Lord while he may be found, while he's here now. Because when there's going to be a point in time where you're not going to be able to seek him. That's why this Amos 8 and 11 is very prevalent, which is the end all be all, that time period that we're talking about, or we can call the end of grace period. Amos 8 and 11 says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but the hearing of the words of the Lord. That's why it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found and while he's near, because it was going to be a point in time where it's not going to be available anymore. So then it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro, and to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And the reason why they're doing that is because it's going to be a point in time where all hell is going to be broken loose, and people are going to need help and some answers. And the men of the Lord told them, hey man, there's plenty of information. Listen, one of the things that the Lord is very good at is finding a way for you to have at least heard the information at least once, or to at least expose it to you to a point where it made you think about what it is they're saying, and to give a thought about what if they were right or not, and then simultaneously, you still regarded it. That would mean that the blood is off his hands, or if the prophets were telling them the blood's off their hands, and when the trumpet is being blown and they have done warned the people, it's on you, not us, right? And then you're gonna be like running around with like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to figure out things that you already was explained, and then can't be solved, or you might act confused that you don't know, but you might have thought about, you heard it before, or you actually know exactly what's going on, and then you looking for the men of the Lord and can't find it. That's another thing that can go wrong too. But by that time, it's too late, and it's going to be a very tough time. And the prophets that did the work are going to be rejoiced in the latter times, and going to be okay. They're going to eat, they're going to eat and drink, and they're going to be well off. Until Yahweh Shah comes back, they're going to be tried, but their faith alone is going to keep them strong and keep them afloat as these prophecies keep coming, and Yahweh Shah returns. Lord willing, being a martyr is part of the game. Lord forbid, but it is what it is. But like I would say to brothers, man, you know what I mean? Lord willing, if you die in these rough times coming up, at least you a martyr for the name of Yahweh Shem Shah. Like you died in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah. Like you didn't just get smoked on some 2/3 shit, like you got shot in the head, or if it's the Lord's will, it's the Lord's will. But Lord willing, you can die like off the strength of the fact that like you died in the ministry. Like, oh, okay, that brother died representing the name of Yahweh Shem Shah, and that's obviously a first class ticket to a crown. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to check, at least check like that. And that's a Lord willing. I wish that on any brother that's in this truth, that if you're going to go out like that, where it says, be faithful unto death and I'll give you a crown of life. And you fit under that description. Lord, I wish that on any brother, Lord willing. And Lord willing, hopefully me, if that's going to be my lot, I die that way. Other than that, Lord willing, I can see to the end. I will, I can't say love, but I would love to, to get through Jacob's trouble, see the downfall of our enemies and the kingdom come down, spiritual power, all types of manners of wonders and miracles is coming up in this near future. I would love to endure and be able to see that, man. Lord willing, I get power. He's sincere brothers in general, just to, we believe, man. So it makes sense for believers to be able to experience that type of salvation from the before and until Yahweh shall come back. But I brought this out as just edifying to you, brothers, Lord willing. We give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Bahar Kakwadash. Yahweh, he is to be, he exists. Ba'Shem in the name, and the only begotten Son, Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, Baha in the Holy Spirit of Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, learn the truth from. Blessing to you, Akim, my dear, preaching his word, will hold our true sincerity. Blessed 144,000, the 1/3, entirely the elect, the first fruits kingdom of heaven, the Biyaf Dawadah, house of David, and shalom, only brothers, I just speaking different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom, brothers.